Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Did You Know webinar for this month. We are going to be talking about SEO and everything you need to know. Last month, we talked about spreading holiday cheer and greeting cards and all of that. But this week, we are doing SEO, how to perform a quick 15-minute audit. What the heck is SEO? And everything in between. So my job is to make SEO not feel like something that's daunting or something that's crazy. So we now know that more so than ever before, people are going online to find a financial professional near them. And the best way to do so is normally Google or going to their normal search engine. And so what we're going to be talking about is where you pop up there. So this is where search engine optimization comes in, and people are going to be searching for your website and checking it out. So we want to make sure that it is optimized. So that's why this is so important for us to go over. So we're excited. I am Elise Lambert, the Director of Enterprise Marketing at FMG, and today we'll go over a couple of quick housekeeping items, but the recording will be sent afterwards. Please take notes. I'm going to be going really fast today, and I think I say that every single time. If you've joined me for other Did You Know webinars, it's important because we're covering so much in such a short amount of time. So take notes. Knowledge without action is wasted. So let's be able to put into play what we are going to learn today and log in, follow along. If you want to go ahead, log in into your FMG dashboard, follow along with me, and so that we can put this into play. I will be monitoring questions as we go through, and we'll also be sharing some links in the chat today because there's a lot of supplemental resources that I would like to share. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's get to it. And our agenda today, what is SEO? What is this darn acronym? Why is it important? You know, we're going to be able to, after this, you should be able to do a quick audit on your own website. I'm going to talk about just some common SEO mistakes along the way, and as of course that Q&A at the end if we have time. And I would love to go into a quick demo as well if time allows. So that's what you can expect, but I always like to start out with numbers. I think numbers are so important, but 70 to 80% of people research a company online before making a purchasing decision or deciding to do business with them. And that's really important. So I ask you, what does your digital footprint look like? And are you popping up in a Google search? Or where are you popping up? So maybe do it yourself right now, right? Go into Google or your preferred search engine and just type in, you know, financial near me. Are you popping up? Or type in your business name and or your name and see where you land. That's always kind of a good place to start when we're talking about this. So SEO, what is it? Let me start by decoding this acronym, but SEO stands for search engine optimization. And if you have a website, you're bound to hear this acronym, then you've probably heard it before, and it's because you want people to find your website. And so you'll want to invest some time in doing so, and that's why we are spending some time today together. And so SEO is often about making small modifications over time, right? We aren't going to do a bunch of SEO work and we're automatically going to be #1, right? This is something we're going to have to put a little TLC into and continue to revamp because Google is also always moving the cheese on us to always make it very fun and interesting. So why is SEO important? And what do people do when they're looking for an answer, right? What do you do when you're looking for a restaurant? What do you do when you're looking for the next best book to read? We go to our computers and we search for it online. So every second, 40,000 people search for something on Google. So that's 3.5 billion searches every single day. And of course, you want to be able to stand out. You want your website to speak to them so that they can find commonality within it. And so that is where SEO comes in. They want to be able to find you. And so the goal of SEO is to help search engines understand what your website is about and that they can recommend it to internet users who will find it useful. So think of Google as that matchmaking service. Based only on a few keywords, search engines try to understand a searcher's intent and display the websites that they think will best solve their problem or provide the right answers for them. So as a website owner, you need to help Google know when to display your site and the results of someone's search. And through SEO, you can help search engines know what you offer, the services you provide, the value you create with inside your community. And so doing SEO on your site is going to help Google read your site, figure it out, and then figure out where it needs to land on there. So again, I just talked about this, but think about when we go find a restaurant to go to, the first thing we do is we go to Google, we check out that restaurant, we look at their menu online, we see how close they are, we see their hours of operation, and the same thing should be for you. So you and your practice, and when people are looking, they can find you and find that important information. So I also want to cover some terms before we get into this audit, but SERP, that's a term you might see, and that's the search engine results page. And so that's where when you go to Google, you search something, financial advisor, Atlanta, Florida, type in financial advisor, your local community or town or city, and see what's popping up. This is what we would call a search, a SERP, a search engine results page. So results based on searchers' history and their location. So this is really interesting. Number one, organic results drive 33% of all clicks to a website. The top 3 organic results drive 61%. And then less than 6% of people go to at least the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th page. So think about where you're landing as well, and paid listings as well. So another term I want to talk about is alt tags. So alt tags, also known as alternative tags or description tags, is written text coded into a website's imagery. So there are 3 main reasons why we would add alt tags to our images. One is website accessibility. So adding alt text can help increase your website's accessibility. So for visually impaired, users can use screen reading tools to describe the image to them. So that's really important. And also user experience, right? So when an image file cannot be loaded, maybe it's taking a long time to load, this alt text will show up so that people know what that image could or would have been. And of course, SEO. These are items that Google crawls when they're searching your website and to be able to find you better. So being able to provide these on your website makes it really easy, and you can do so in the FMG dashboard, of course. And this is a quick screenshot, and if we have time, I'll go through this demo, how to find those. So just some of the best practices when it comes to these tags. Keep it short. You want your alt text to be descriptive and brief, but ideally aim for the text to be less than 125 characters, since most screen reading tools don't go any farther than that, and jump right to the description. Avoid using keywords like image of or picture of. Go right into the image's description. Screen reading tools will identify this, and so that is an absolute plus. And then sparingly use keywords. We don't want to put a whole bunch of keywords in this alternative text. Only include your article's target keywords as it applies. So just some quick tips with that. And then the difference between organic versus paid. So this is important to know that when you go to a SERP page or search engine results page, you will see the ads at the top and or the organic results, which will not say ad to it. So this picture isn't a great example. This is ad. This means someone is utilizing a third party to put money towards having their ads shown up. So helps with getting immediate results. And then we have our organic content, which these results are the ones that come second. So these results are below the ads and appear based on quality of content, right? So this is what Google is crawling, and the higher you are, the better. And this is what we are talking about today, is boosting our organic results. So what are search engines looking for? Well, a lot of things, right? Relevancy, user experience, site speed, the quality of content, cross-device compatibility, mobile optimization, which we're going to speak on, internal linking, authority, evergreen content, headlines, URLs, local SEO, social media. Do you have those plugged in? Meta description and title tags, markup, alt images, right? So many things. It's a lot to keep up with. That's why I have condensed this into a couple things we're going to look at, because we don't need to look at everything. Like I said, Google's always moving the cheese on us. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to learning the Google algorithm and learning all the different SEO strategies. But let's talk about how we can do it in audit today and all the things you can do today to help boost your search engine optimization. So number one, are your page titles optimized? So page titles are the second most important on-page ranking, which factor for search engine optimization. And so how to write a good page title, I always want to give us the how-tos right here. So our page title is going to be here. So let me go back. We want to incorporate our keyword phrases that best describe that page. Make each title unique, right? We don't want every single page of our website having the same titles and descriptions. And we want to put those important keywords first and then keep them condensed, right? So 50 to 60 characters long. And then, so here we go. Here is an example. So how to write your top ranking page titles for your financial advisor website. So I would encourage you all to go into your FMG dashboard. If you scroll to a page on the website, any page for that matter, you can scroll to the very bottom and there's that SEO optimization piece, which I'll dive into in our demo. And so this is kind of what we're looking for. This is your solution. So your primary keyword, right? Are you fee-only financial planner? Are you a holistic wealth manager? What's your primary keyword? Your secondary word, that can be your location. And then after that, your company name. So that's a really great place to start. And then, for example, if I'm on my website and maybe I have services provided in that secondary in New York City for Ford Financial or about us, and then I would have a brief description on what that page is about, sprinkling in some important keywords. So this is a really great formula: primary keyword, the secondary keyword, and then your company name. Great place to start. Okay, second, I always like to talk about is your website mobile friendly. So this is something that you can do. You can log into the FMG dashboard and see, of course, but 85% of affluent Americans own a smartphone. Of those, 89% use their phones for internet access, 88% for email, and 75% for social networking. So I say all that to say people are going to their phone for that information. And so is your website mobile friendly? And if you go to this link right here, and I'll go ahead and just put it in the chat, you can figure out if your website is mobile friendly. And from there, I also want to show you where you can turn this on in your FMG dashboard. So if you go to your website and your marketing tools on the left-hand side, if you go to your header section within your website and scroll to the bottom of the page, this is where we can turn this on. We want to make sure that all of our websites are mobile header optimized. Awesome. So we'll keep going. Great thing to make sure that we have turned on. And then next is we want to look at your website speed. So website speed, is your website fast enough, right? So things that contribute to a website speed or that kind of hinder website speed, I guess, that we can talk about. But first, 39% of people will stop engaging with a website if it takes too long for images to load. So with that, I will provide this quick link in the chat. You can check your own website speed. And what we can do here is look at that. And so if we have really big images, this is something that's going to slow our website down. Maybe we have really big videos on our website, that's going to slow it down. So great place to check in, and then we can look at some ways to be able to make our website faster. Good news, if you don't have a lot of really big images and stuff like that, our websites are automatically optimized for optimal speed. So you're in good hands, but always like to check, of course, so we'll do that. And then number 4, and before I go into this, I always say check with your check with your compliance, making sure that this is something that you are able to do. So I always preface that, but have you claimed and optimized your Google My Business listing? So this is really important because here what we can do is check this. So we want to go to Google, we want to create a Google My Business page, we want to verify this and make sure that our company name, our address, our phone numbers, we have up-to-date images, our address is associated with our Google map, and our hours of operation are all here. So really, really important. If you haven't gone and updated your Google My Business listing page, do so, and also just make sure that it is compliant, that this is something that you are able to use, but it definitely helps. This is what, you know, if someone searches your practice in Maps, this is what pops up. So we also, in addition to Google My Business, we want to make sure that other forms of your address and whatnot are all the same, so that your name, address, and phone number, your NAP data, what I like to call it, is consistent on all other platforms. So we want to make sure that your Chamber of Commerce, your Yelp, Google My Business, on your website, on all of your social media pages, your LinkedIn, your approved business page, your approved Twitter page, that they all have the exact same address, because Google is looking for consistency here. They want to see that you have consistent information across the board. So that is really important. And so making sure that that your business listings are cohesive. And also, just a little tip that I always like to add as well, I would even look to make sure that, like, if you have suite spelled out, I would make sure that it's spelled out everywhere. Same thing with street, I would spell out street. That all helps. So little tip there. So make sure that your NAP data is consistent across all of these platforms. So just some ideas: Chamber of Commerce, Yelp, Google My Business, your social media pages. They're all consistent with your website as well as your Google My Business page. All right, so this is just an example of what that Google My Business page looks like. So this is one of an example that over here on the right, this is what we want to have optimized. So Google Your Own Business, we have done that. And so some people will run into issues maybe with the verification process. And so what Google will do is when you go to verify or claim your business on Google, they will send you a letter in the post office to your address associated with your business to make sure that you're a real person. And so they'll send it to you. It'll be a postcard with a number. And so make sure that that is done. You can always ask Google to resend it if needed. All right, so that's just make sure. So check that off the list. If you guys haven't done so, go ahead and do that. And then number 5, have you connected your website to Google Analytics? So I'll show you guys where that can be done, but Google Analytics empowers digital marketers with advanced dashboard technology. So an advanced data. This is what's going to show us where people are coming from, where our traffic to our website is coming from, and it's going to give us in-depth information, how much time people are spending on these pages on your website. So adding your Google tracking number to your website is imperative and very, very important. So want to make sure that we do that, and you can do so in your SEO toolkit on your website under the SEO toolkit, and you create your Google Analytics account, you fire it up, you attach it to your website, and then when you go into your FMG dashboard, you add your Google Analytics tracking ID right there. So really great. So now I'm going to go into the demo so that we can show off where a lot of these things are, and we can do that. And we just had, how do I check my speed again? I just added it to the chat. So the first link I shared is to see if your website is mobily optimized. The second one is to be able to check your website speed. All right, so now let's get out of here and we can go into our FMG dashboard. So first, let's go over our search engine optimization description tags. Where can we find that? I can come in here to my FMG dashboard, and I can come down to website. So if I come down to website, I can pick any single page, of course, and mobilize that way. I can also come to my SEO page. So I'm going to come here down to SEO, search engine optimization, and this is where it's going to give me a lot of different options, but we want to, this is where we would add our Google Analytics tracking ID. So if we were to create a Google Analytics account, this is where we would add that ID. Google Tag Manager as well as edit SEO for a specific page. So here, this is where I can come to any single one of my pages, and I'm just going to come to my team page. And I would encourage you all to go through each one of your pages to make sure that you have a up-to-date SEO description and title tag here. So I'm just going to skip to our team page. And let's see. All right, so here's my team page, and I'm going to come down to the very bottom. So the bottom of every single page, you'll be able to find your advanced settings. So this is how we're going to maximize our visibility across the internet and social media with search engine optimization. And this data helps search engines like we talked about. So title tag, I'm going to say meet the team. And I am then using our formula. So let me go back to our formula. Where was that formula? I'm going to bring it back up for you guys so that we can, so we want our primary keyword, our secondary keyword, and then our company name. So I'm going to come here, meet the team, and then I'm going to have my secondary, which will be my city. I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, Fort Worth, Texas. And then I'm going to add my company name. So my company name, I'm just going to call it Lambert Financial. And then I'm going to say, meet the financial advisors that provide world-class planning in Fort Worth, Texas. I would also start to think about who your target audience is, right? So do you work with business owners specifically? Do you work with teachers? So think about some of those important keywords of people, of who you are targeting. So come in here, and like we have the character limits in here to make it easy so you don't have to worry about going over, but this is where we can optimize this. In addition to SEO, we also have the social share. So if you have a page and you want to be able to easily share it, you can also upload an image and be able to share it via social. So always make sure that we are hitting publish in the top right-hand corner so that we're sending it to compliance for approval and it's ready to go. And so that is where we can do our SEO. So homework, go to every single one of your pages, make sure that those title tags and those descriptions have been updated. Next, I want to go into the mobile optimization. So I'm over here in the left-hand side under website. I'm going to come down to header. So we're going to spend some time in the header, and then the header page is where I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and mobile header optimization. This is where we are going to be able to toggle this on. So this setting rearranges elements on your page for an optimum mobile experience. You can turn this off, or if you want to revert back, but strongly encourage you guys to turn this on. And then you can also see over here, here's a quick example. So when optimize your content navigation menu are rearranged so it's a pleasant experience for all, helps with website speed, helps with usability, helps create a really great experience for people when they come to your website. So whether they're searching on their phone or they're searching on their computer or a tablet, they have a really great experience. So make sure that that button is toggled on. All right, so we did that. So we talked about the SEO, we talked about mobile header optimization, and now I want to talk about alt text in an image. So let's say I am working on my website and I am creating a page, or I'm working on a page. I'm going to go back to maybe I'm building out my podcast and video page, and I want to come in here and I want to add some alt text to my images. So here you can come in and add a section just like you're used to seeing. And with this, I'm going to do my rich text editor. That's important. So I'm going to come in here to my add section. And here I'm going to click on it and add my image. So I'm going to insert an image. Oh, I'm going to upload, insert an image. I'm going to pull something from Unsplash. So, right, this is my podcast page. So I'm going to type in podcast into Unsplash and see what pops up. And I'm going to use this picture right here. I think this one looks good. And we can hit save. And now here, what we can do, if I want, I can crop this, of course, our basic editing tools we're used to seeing, and hit save. And we're going to hit upload. And all right, so here's my image. It's going to come over kind of big, so I can drag it, make it a little bit smaller. So here we go. And now I can move it, of course, just by dragging this. Don't want to waste too much time doing this, but I really just want to get to the alt text part. So now what I'm going to do is hit edit image. And now I can add my description image. So podcast image for, next gen podcast. And then I can add the source if it's coming from something and be able to hit my dimensions and say, okay. There's also advanced, which we don't need to do too much with, and hit okay. So that's how we can add the alt space to those. All right, so we have touched on a lot of things in a very short amount of time. We've talked about all the fun stuff. So now I just want to do, we did a quick demo, and next, I might sound like a broken record at this point, but if you haven't downloaded the FMG mobile app, strongly encourage you to do so. Great way to be able to share content directly from your phone, especially with the holidays coming up. Great place to sprinkle in some of those personal images, maybe from a company holiday party or you and your family out in the community, whatever it might be. Great place to send a quick picture straight from your phone. Also want to highlight the Do It For Me marketing program. It has been a great success and we have some raving fans about this. So it's that concierge marketing service. We have amazing content that's written by Susan Thader and Samantha Russell. It's just awesome content that your clients want to read. You have a dedicated marketing specialist to help you execute at a really high level. So really fun. We've had some great results. So encourage you all to look at the Do It For Me marketing. And I'd be remiss if I didn't update you on some greeting cards. So we're running a special for the holidays, which is really great. So but with that, we have some deadlines for ordering. So order your printed holiday cards. And how do you order? You simply just go into the dashboard like you would get a greeting card, craft your awesome personal message, and choose the recipients for delivery, and we'll take care of the rest. So right now pricing is $275, but if you order more than 20, we're giving great bulk pricing for the holidays. So think about these ordering deadlines. If you want to do a gratitude card for Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, and New Year's, these are coming up. We have some really great pricing for those. So also, our next Did You Know webinar series coming up in December. Did you know that you can activate a powerful marketing plan in just 5 steps? So really, we're talking about things that you can implement going into 2023, making it a great year. And of course, in the chat, would love to see, or in the questions, anything that you would like to see in our Did You Know series. I'm having so much fun with these, and hopefully you all find them valuable as well. But please put in the questions if there's anything you would like to hear from us or be able to share. So I'm gonna, about 1 minute, I'm gonna go through and answer as many questions as we can. But how do we check the speed again? I just shared that link in here. And also I want to be able to share with you guys, if you have any questions or would like a consultation, you can always reach out to our our team for a consultation. That support number is always at the bottom of the screen. Let's see. We've claimed our business listing, but it's the wrong email address. That's something that I would reach out to Google on. Sometimes I've run into that in the past. Maybe I've used an old email address that's no longer associated with my business, or it was under an admin that's no longer with us. And so you're gonna have to work with Google in order to clean that up and figure out the best solution moving forward. Why do Google descriptions tags match what is on FMG? And Google is always changing, moving the cheese on us, which is crazy to think about. And then let's see, anything else that we should do on the platform in addition to what we went over today? Oh, fabulous question. We'll end on that. And if anyone needs to drop off, I totally understand. But this is where, what else can we do on the platform that's going to help? We want to make sure that our social media pages are linked so that if you have them in your header, they are linked appropriately and that you have recently updated them. So for example, let me go into here and we want to make sure, like in my navigation, for example, we want to make sure that our social media links are up to date. Actually, here, let me go to my header. And if I have a custom header, or maybe I've added some things to it. For example, if your header looks like this, we want to make sure all of your links are up to date. We also want to think about blogging. So if you haven't thought about blogging, blogging is a really wonderful way to be able to highlight your specialty, your expertise, and your services you provide, and do so by plugging in URLs, links, keywords. So blogging is a really great way to start to optimize our pages. You can also go through and optimize all of your current pages. So making sure that we're plugging in our keywords and where we're located and the services we provide and who your target audience is. So really great ways. So social media, optimizing our pages, blogging is a great way as well. This is my favorite tip to do, to talk about with Content Library, is maybe you're not a writer. I'm not a writer. I wish I was. And so I would use the content in the Content Library. And then I would take a piece I wanted to share, and I would then just sprinkle in some really important keywords, maybe about my target audience or anything like that. So fun ways so that you don't have to start from scratch every single time. I'm just so amazed by all the great questions and really positive feedback. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Please reach out to us if you have any questions further that I wasn't able to answer, but thank you so much for joining. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks.